This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. For months and months and months and months and months, I've been talking about Tommy Tuberville, the self-proclaimed most military person in the world. Nobody's more military than me, says Tommy Tuberville. A man who never served in uniform, never sacrificed any portion of his life to serve in the military. Never. His dad did. But apparently he's a coattails kind of fella. His dad did it, so he is imbued with patriotism and service because his dad did so. And I've explained ad nauseum. I'll briefly cover it in case you don't know, but Tommy Tuberville is now an active participant in damaging the readiness of the United States military by blocking promotions and duty station transfers of high-ranking officials in our military. The commandant of the Marine Corps, of my Marine Corps, just had a heart attack because he's doing multiple jobs at once and he is stretched too thin because of Tommy Tuberville. Singularly blocking, and without a rule change in the Senate, this is the way it's going to be. And these people are hesitant, reticent, recalcitrant to any change. They hold in high esteem this archaic system that the Senate holds. And yesterday, he finally got pushback from a Republican, Lindsey Graham, the unlikely Lindsey Graham, who's usually just a bootlicking lapdog sycophant for anything Republican. He had something to say negative, calling him out to his face on the Senate floor about this matter. Watch this.
The Pentagon has issued a legal opinion I disagree with, saying this doesn't violate the Hyde Amendment. I disagree with it. Here's what's going to happen. You've just denied this lady a promotion. You did that. All of us are ready to promote her because she deserves to be promoted. She had nothing to do with this policy. Let me say it again. Everybody in this body could find an issue with any administration they don't agree with. And what we're going to do is open up Pandora's box. Today is abortion policy. If we take back the White House, we'll go back to the Mexico City policy, limiting dollars to be given to overseas entities that are engaged in the abortion business. Some pro-choice people don't like that. What would happen if they put a hold on all the officers because they don't agree with the Republican administration? There's a reason this has not been done this way for a couple hundred years. No matter where you believe it or not, Senator Tuberville, this is doing great damage to our military. I don't say that lightly. I've been trying to work with you for 9 months. Folks, if this keeps going, people are going to leave. Let me tell you how the system works. You have 18 months, I think, from the time you're promoted to pin on. And if you don't make that gate, your time and grade up or out rule kicks in. There's some people that are waiting to be promoted that if they don't get promoted soon, they're going to be out of the military. Now, how does that help anybody if they're qualified? There's not one senator in here that could not find a reason to object to an administration policy.
This is good to see. Finally, someone, I don't think it's going to move the needle at all for Tommy Tuberville, who knows everything about the military. I'm all for the military, he says. This is a civilian policy. The military is operated by military officials, but largely it's a civilian-run entity. You have a civilian Department of Defense secretary, and many leaders in the government or in the military, in the Department of Defense, are civilians. You're blocking, ostensibly, Republicans. The military is largely conservative. This isn't a force filled with democratic socialists. And Tommy Tuberville is damaging, and it's nice to hear something logical from Lindsey Graham here, that this is not just going to have an impact, a chilling impact right now, but years into the future. We are losing institutional knowledge because someone at a flag rank colonel, general. These high-ranking officials are going to be leaving based on rules that they cannot get promoted if they don't make the mark within a certain time. That's great to hear from Lindsey Graham, who, by the way, did serve. He was a lawyer, but he served, which is a stark contrast to what we have with Tommy Tuberville, the Florida resident and Alabama senator. The readiness of the United States military is paramount to our security. It's not just a political buzzword. It's not a football. It's not a prop like so many Republicans believe it to be. Especially in a time in the history of our planet that there are so many critical crises taking place all across the globe. Conflicts, military and otherwise. Soon to be burgeoning military conflicts. And we have one man in the United States Senate doing his best to harm America, the American military, while acting as though he is a grand patriot who would do anything for the military, while actual veterans say, hey, this is hurting. It's hurting morale. It's hurting readiness. It's hurting families. It's not good. But he's sticking to his guns. Recalcitrant as ever. Stupid as ever. Steeped in his career as a football coach. Expertise on display. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to help support my work, I would appreciate it very much. If you'd like to become a channel member, that's great. For $2 a month, you can help support the show. If you are giving right now on channel memberships and you'd like to switch over to Patreon and take part in the end of the year gift that we do, you can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. $2 goes a long way if we were able to marshal the size of the audience. Like if 10% of my subscribers were to give $2 a month, I mean, we could fundamentally change what we do here. Travel, make I mean, it would just a huge, huge change. Anyway, I would appreciate it. Just consider it. If you're not in a position financially, just make sure you're subscribed, share this content, like this video, comment below. All of that also goes a long way to help support. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, Blue Sky, all of them. If you're there, I'm probably there at Dollemore. I'll see you next time with less positive adjacent things to say about Lindsey Graham and continued negative things to say about Tommy Tuberville. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining me today. Be genuine. Take care of one another.